What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Trophy Room Podcast. I'm your host, your boy Nick, back at it again. I'm here ready to talk NBA, NFL, MLB, WNBA, and more. What's up, y'all? Back at it again, Trophy Room Podcast. I just wanted to get an episode out before the holidays. I hope everybody enjoys their holiday. Thanksgiving coming up. I hope y'all ate a good amount of food because I will. So, I had to get that out there first. Second of all, I know y'all probably thinking, what's going on with Nick's outfit? What are you wearing? Man, I've said it numerous times. I am a Damian Lillard stan. That is my dog. I said wherever team he goes, I'm going to get his jersey. And that's what I had to do, yo. I had to represent Dame Dollar. You feel me? So I had to cop a jersey. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of fire. I don't like that it says Bucks on it, but I wish my man's nothing but the best. I hope everything works out in Milwaukee. It seems like it's been going well. He's had a couple 30 balls, 12 assist games. He's had a couple double-doubles here and there. He's been playing with Giannis. They've been playing okay now. I got questions about the whole team in general, but he's been playing well. Giannis been playing well. I don't see why the team can't succeed. But on to the first topic of the basketball segment. Always got to start with the hoops talk. Zach Lavine, the Chicago Bulls put out that they're exploring trade options for Zach Lavine. I want to give y'all some of my trade options that where Zach Lavine I feel like he could fit. I did take a couple from other places only because I've seen them, and a lot of some people's destinations actually kind of made sense. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously he's been tied to Miami. Obviously I wouldn't mind Zach coming to Miami. I think Zach Lavine to the Miami Heat, I think would be a really big help. We're a really bad fourth quarter team. We're not really able to score the ball offensively. And just when it comes to the Miami Heat, our fourth quarter defense is good. We've always been a great defensive team, but when it comes to like I said before, when it comes to the fourth quarter offense, we're not as good. And I definitely feel like Zach Lavine can help out with that, especially because Jimmy likes to coast during the regular season. And my thing with Jimmy is that Jimmy's good in the fourth too. Bam is good in the fourth. Tyler's okay in the fourth, but I feel like if we had that score in Zach Lavine, I definitely feel like he could help out a lot. So when it comes to Zach, I really think Zach could help us out in the fourth. And I love Zach's two-way ability. That's another defensive guard that we have. We have a lot of guys who play defense. I really think that Zach could buy in. He can play next to Kyle. He can play next to Tyler. He could even play next to Josh Richardson. And we can see Josh Richardson take less difficult shots than we're used to seeing because he hasn't really gotten to that offensive start that we need, that we wanted him to. But I feel like if we get Zach Lavine, that cancels everything out. I feel like Zach Lavine would be such a big help. Tyler can play off ball. Jimmy can play off ball if he needs to. Even Zach could play off ball, off of Jimmy, off of Bam, off of even Tyler at times. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it could definitely work out. I have 3 other teams on here. Somebody did link him to the Lakers. I do like the Laker fit, but the Lakers talking about they don't want to give up Austin Reeves. So that is kind of tough. Obviously, it's tough because if I'm the Miami Heat, I don't want to give up Tyler Hero either. I'm not I think the trade can get done without Tyler, and I think it can get done from the Lakers' perspective. You can get it done without Austin Reeves. In my opinion, you would just have to trade D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, and maybe Rui Hachimura or something like that. But I think when it comes to the Lakers, it's a little bit harder. He can't get traded now because everybody signed. So you have to wait till December. So I think when it comes to December, you have to wait because when people sign new contracts, when it comes to guys who sign new contracts, you have to wait till December. I think it's December 15th until they're eligible to be traded. So I think if Zach doesn't get traded in this month, he might get traded to the Lakers because they might be waiting for a trade, or maybe the Bulls are just exploring their options. I really don't know. So it could go either way. Um, and these other two teams I put, I feel like they're good. I feel like they're two really good teams, and Zach could definitely help them out. I think would be huge. One is the Indiana Pacers. I think the Indiana Pacers are the number one ranked offense right now in the NBA. I think they've been firing on all cylinders. Tyrese Halliburton has been amazing. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later, but Obi Toppin has started off really well. He's shown that he's a pivotal piece for that team. Buddy Hield has been buying in, even though he asked to be traded. Bruce Brown has been playing well, and like just that whole Pacers team has been really great. So like I think if you add that co-star next to Tyrese, I definitely think they can make a jump from like being a play-in playoff team to a lock being in the playoffs. Like I could see them being the sixth seed or the fifth seed or maybe even the fourth seed if something happens to those top four teams, which I don't think is going to. But I think if any team is going to drop off, it might be us, the Miami Heat. But I don't see nothing wrong with that. But no, yeah, I think the Pacers, if you add that, if they trade for Zach Lavine, I think. Oh, I just spit in the camera. I think when it comes to Zach, I think when it comes to Zach Lavine and you put him on the Pacers next to Tyrese, I think that's a really good backcourt matchup. You have both of them who play defense. Both of them can create their own shot. Tyrese can create for others, and like it just, I feel like it would just flow and it would be really nice. It would definitely make Indiana a place that people want to go to in the off season. And the last place I have, I feel like this would be a team who not that the Heat and the Lakers don't want to win now, but I feel like this would jump them into like a top team in the West, and that's the Sacramento Kings. I feel like if you bring in like the Sacramento Kings have a lot of little pieces that you can trade for to get a Zach Lavine. And like it could change the whole dynamic of the Sacramento Kings. Like you could look at them as a top three, top four team in the West. Because if you pair, like I think when you looking at that deal, I think you can do that. Like when it comes to the Kings, like I said with Miami Heat, I think you can do that deal without trading Tyler Hero. When it comes to the Lakers, you can do that deal without trading Austin Reeves. When it comes to Sacramento Kings, you can do that trade without trading, obviously, Fox, without trading Malik Monk, without trading Keegan Murray, without trading Domantas Sabonis, obviously. Like, I think when you look at the Kings, like you can trade little guys who help out. Like, you can trade Chris Duarte, you can trade Harrison Barnes, you can trade a couple of other those guys. Maybe you keep Davion Mitchell because he brings that defensiveness into the for the backcourt. So I think that would be nice too. I'm not gonna lie, if Zach doesn't go to Miami, I would love to see him in a Sacramento uniform. I think that would be so fun to watch. I think that would be like, I think that's like a bit, not a big thing, but I feel like that would be like such a nice jump for the Sacramento Kings. Like you get a all-star, a multi-time all-star player in Zach Lavine who's just been hungry and ready to play. And even with Zach's injury report, and like even with Zach's injury history, I feel like you can what's it called? Like you can still manage if Zach Lavine doesn't play. You get what I'm saying? Like you still have De'Aaron Fox, you still have Domantas Sabonis, you still have guys like Malik Monk, you still have Keegan Murray. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I feel like it could work out. So now yeah, just to move on to the next little topic. I do want to say one thing before I get into the battle of the point guards. The in-season tournament is going on every Tuesday, every Friday. There are in-season tournament games. I still think some of those courts are disgusting. They're so bad. But two of the teams already clinched a playoff spot into the tournament seeding, and that's the Indiana Pacers, who are 3-0, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers, who are 4-0. And then just to get into the Pacers real quick, They played last night against the Atlanta Hawks. It was really the battle of the point guards, which is my next topic. Battle of the point guards. Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton absolutely put on a show last night. I was playing 2K, but it was maybe like 12:30, 1 o'clock. We're playing the game. I'm about to hop off. We're waiting to get into the next one, the last one, get a dub, obviously. I look at my phone, I'm scrolling on Twitter, and it just says one, I think it was like the score was it was 157 to 152. I was like, what? Why the score was that high? And I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of tuned in the beginning before I hopped on 2K. It was like the Hawks were winning by 20. I was like, oh, this game is wraps. Like this game is done. Hawks about to win, which is crazy to me against the Pacers, but whatever. But then I forgot the Pacers are the highest ranked offense in the NBA. So as I'm about to stop playing 2K, I go back to that game and I'm like, nah, let me watch the replay. So I'm watching the replay from like the middle of the second quarter because that's when I saw it was like a 20-point lead. When I tell you in the third quarter, it was all Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton went nuts. And so did Trae Young. Trae Young went crazy too. Like Tyrese Halliburton, 37 points, 16 assists, 11 of 18 from the field. 11 of 18 from the field is 61%. And he shot 9 for 15 from the three-point line. That's 60%. Like, that's outrageous numbers. Like, that's ridiculous. And then when you look at Trae Young had 38 points, 8 assists, 13 of 17 from the field. That's 76% from the field. Like, those are not big man numbers. Big men shoot a little bit better. But, like, that's crazy to be a guard, to shoot like that. And then Trae Young went 5 for 8 from the three-point line at 62.5%. Like, that game, if you want to watch an offensive firepower of a basketball game, you have to watch that game. Because that game was nuts. I think they said that they put on, like, it was ridiculous. Like, oh, my God. No, yeah, it was ridiculous. And just to show love to those two guys, like Hallie and Trae Young are both leading the league in assists. Like Hallie at 1 and Trae Young at 2. Hallie's leading the league in assists at 12, and Trae Young is number 2 with 10.8. Like that was like they were showing off a clinic. Trae Young was hitting step backs. Trae Young was hitting step backs, getting to the rim, getting guys open. Hallie was shooting the deep ball, shooting the deep threat, like pause again. Oh my God, Nick. Hallie shooting the 3 ball from beyond the 3-point line, like a couple steps back. Like it was just like it was crazy to me. I was like, wow, like this game is nuts. And like from the middle of the second quarter, I watched to the end. It was just like it was a really good game, man. It was nuts. But and on to the last topic of the last little topic of the basketball segment. I want to talk about the top performers that I've seen in the past like week, couple days. So I just want to get this one out the way. Giannis Antetokounmpo versus the Washington Wizards. I understand it's the Washington Wizards, but it is still an amazing stat line. They really have nobody to guard Giannis. Giannis had 42 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. So almost a triple-double, almost. Giannis shot 20 from 23 from the field. He only missed 3 shots. Those are Shaq numbers. Like, that's outrageous. When we talk about the most dominant from back in the day, it's definitely Shaq. When we talk about the most dominant player in the league right now, it has to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because anytime that man gets the ball and he's running downhill, he's either dunking it, he's laying it up, or he's passing it to somebody else. Like, that man is so dominant in transition. He's not really dominant in the half court, but he can definitely get his. Like, when it comes to Giannis is just amazing. Like, if you watch that man's game, he's so, like, he has no skill. He's not a lot of skill whatsoever. Like, I will give him props. He's starting to shoot, like, he's starting to do the little like back down, turn around, jumper, whatever. Like I understand he's gaining confidence. He's shooting the 3 ball now. Like I will give him props. He has been doing his thing on that end, but he's not really that skillful, in my opinion. But Giannis is still one of the most dominant players in the NBA that we have. Giannis, shout out to Giannis, man. Teammate Damian Lillard. That's all I'm gonna say. Another top performer I want to talk about is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving versus the Milwaukee Bucks, two offensive heavy hitters, not really defensive teams. Kyrie had 39 points and 6 assists. Kyrie shot 16 for 29 from the field. 55% from the field, I think, is actually crazy for a guard to be able to do that. But I also do understand that Kyrie is a somewhat of a regular for the 50-40-90 club. For those of y'all that don't know, the 50-40-90 club is you can go through a whole season shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. Chet Holmgren is actually doing that right now, which as a rookie, which is absolutely nuts. I haven't talked about Chet in a while, but probably next episode I'm definitely going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder because Shea is on a tear. Their whole team looks good. Cason Wallace, a rookie who's come in, does the little things. Lou Dort's been playing really well, and going back to Kyrie. When you was watching that game, there was really nobody who can guard Kyrie Irving. I love Damian Lillard. He's not a defender that some people say he is. He's not a traffic cone either, I don't think, but he can definitely play. He can play a little bit of defense, but Kyrie Irving is a different animal. We're talking about a guy who can spin the ball one way. As long as it touches the backboard, it's going to go in. Like, we're talking about a mastermind with the ball in his hand, has the ball on a string. Like, Kyrie Irving is so fun to watch, so impressive. But no, 39.6 assists, 52% from the field against the Milwaukee Bucks. And just to talk about my last top performer, I got to talk about my guy, man. I'm about to go on my Bam rant right now. Bam Adebayo is playing like a top 3 center in the league. I understand some of my boys don't like it when I say this, but Bam Adebayo has been playing amazing to start the season. The Miami Heat went on a 7-game win streak before losing to the Chicago Bulls, but then they got their get back. To be critical about that 7 to 8 game 7-game win streak, Bam Adebayo has been that man. In those 8 games, those like 8-9 games where we lost, we won 7 games in a row, lost 1, then beat the Chicago Bulls. Bam Adebayo has put up, starting with the Laker game, 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. I'm going to say it again. This is Bam Adebayo the past 8 games. 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. 30 points, 11 rebounds. 26 points, 17 rebounds, 4 assists. So 24, 11, 6. You see the pattern. Points, rebounds, assists. 24, 11, 6. 21, 11, 4. 27, 4. 24, 10, 5. 23, 11, and 6. Bam Adebayo has been playing like a top 3 center in the NBA. Bam Adebayo has really been that guy. And just to prove it to you, I saw this stat on NBA. Players that are averaging over 20 points per game and 10 rebounds this season. Number 1, you have Joel Embiid at 31.9 and 11 rebounds. Joel is crazy. Nikola Jokic at 28.8 and 13.8. Guess who's number 3? Bam Adebayo at 22.8 at 10 and 10.2. The next guy, Anthony Davis, 22 and 11. Domantas Sabonis, 20 and 12. Like, Bam Adebayo has been playing out of his mind. I understand that, like, people talk about Bam Adebayo, like people talk about the Miami Heat, like we go up, down, whatever. But Bam Adebayo is securing his All-Star game this year. I think he's done that already. If he can continue this trajectory at being a 22 and 10 guy, 20 and 10 guy, 6, 7, 8 assists. Like, I don't see why this man can't be an all NBA player this year. All NBA player. And if you watch Miami Heat games, I think when it comes to Bam Adebayo, Bam Adebayo has been a defensive player of the year candidate. When you look at the way the Miami Heat play basketball, Bam Adebayo has been that guy on the defensive end. He's been that defensive anchor. He's always been able to guard the perimeter guys. The Miami Heat are actually ranked in the ninth in the NBA at defensive rating for guys that like numbers. So when you look at the Miami Heat, hold on, I have to look it up. Okay, I found it. So when people talk about the defensive player of the year candidates, Bam Adebayo has to be in the conversation. There was a tweet the other day that from I forgot what it was. From they were saying that the odds to win excuse me. The odds to win defensive player of the year start with Rudy Gobert at plus 550. The second is Victor Wembanyama at 750. Evan Mobley is third at 800 plus 800. Jaren Jackson Jr. is fourth at plus 800, and Anthony Davis is at 5 at plus 1,000. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. I understand Victor gets the hype. Rudy's won 3 DPOYs. Evan Mobley's on the come up. That kid's great. Jaren Jackson won last year, and people say Anthony Davis is the best defensive big in the NBA. I think that's a lie. I think when you look, I'm not saying it's a lie because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I think, in my opinion, Bam Adebayo is the best defensive big in the league. Bam Adebayo is one of the only people, obviously, aside from Draymond, my bad. Draymond is intelligent. Like, he's crazy. I think when you're looking at this season, when you look at the defensive ratings in the league, who was the first guy they said? Rudy Gobert, the Minnesota Timberwolves are number 1. Okay, that's fine. But everybody else, I think is ridiculous. Victor Wembanyama, the Spurs are 29th in defensive rating. Who's the next guy? Evan Mobley, the Cavs are not even in the top 10, not even in the top 16. When you look at Jaren Jackson Jr. Oh, I'm sorry, the Cavs are 19th. 19th in defensive rating. The Grizzlies are 14th in defensive rating. The Lakers are 21st in defensive rating. When you look at the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo has been the anchor of that defense, and the Miami Heat are 9th in defensive rating in the NBA. So they've been a top 10 defensive rated team in the NBA because of who? The best defensive big man in the league in Bam Adebayo. So all I'm saying is Bam Adebayo should be considered for All NBA 13 because I don't think he'll get past Joel or Nikola Jokic. I have respect. Bam Adebayo should be an All-Star. Bam Adebayo should be All NBA 13. And Bam Adebayo should be in the discussion and should win Defensive Player of the Year because Bam Adebayo should already have 1, maybe even 2. I think that's ridiculous. People need to show more love to this guy. This guy has been killing games. He's been outrageous. He's been outstanding. I understand when we played the Lakers, people talk about AD didn't play in the second half. That's fine. I understand that. I don't even want to count that game. But when you take out AD, like, I understand we're not counting that game, but like Bam Adebayo put up a 20, 20, and 10 stat line. Like, that's ridiculous. 20, 20, and 10 for a rebound, and 20, 20, and 10 for a triple-double for a center. A center. Like, come on, man. It's just like, it's been ridiculous. We played the other day, we played the Bulls. 23 and 11. 23, 11, and 6. Bam Adebayo. Saturday. Oh, we lost to the Bulls. Oh, yeah, that was a losing game. Let's go with that one. Bam Adebayo, 24 and 10 and 5, even in a loss. But like, I don't know, man. Let me not get ahead of myself. I've been talking about this for a while. But shout out Bam Adebayo, man. One of my favorite players in the league. He, like I said, in the conversation, All-Star, All NBA third team, all defensive first team, obviously, and then DPOY. Shout out Bam, man. All right, and that's gonna do it for the basketball segment. I'm gonna move on to football. I'm gonna talk about football for a little while, and then I'm just gonna talk one thing about the things that are going on in the sports world. So just to talk about football real quick, Joe Burrow out for the season with a wrist injury. I'm so sorry, Joe. Like the Bengals were on the come up. The Bengals were really just starting to turn their season around, especially after the bye week. They were really in a groove, but losing your star quarterback and really the person that really makes your engine flow, your offensive engine flow. I don't see this team getting into the playoffs this year. I feel bad. Sucks. But yeah. Another thing I just want to sprinkle in there. My pick to win the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles are 9-1. I'm not saying I'm an Eagles fan. All I'm saying is I picked the Eagles to win the whole thing. The Eagles are now 9-1. I'm not gonna lie. The Eagles could be 10-0 if they didn't lose to the Jets. I'm not gonna say it. I'm a Jets guy. It's a win. A win is a win, but the Eagles could be 10-0. The Eagles are no doubt in my mind the best team. Ooh, sorry, my leg's itchy. No doubt in my mind, the Eagles are the best team in football right now. The Eagles are the Eagles are those guys. So, and just to give a shout out to my boy Drew, my first guest on the show. If y'all want to go watch that, go watch episode 10 of the Trophy Room podcast. Good vibes, good banter, everything. But shout out to the Denver Broncos with the big turnaround. Denver Broncos started the season 0-3. The Broncos are now 5-5. They've lost the past 7 weeks. They've only lost 2 games. Now, I do give a lot of credit to that to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has been playing great. They have been playing a couple on the low-rated teams, but still, they've been able to win games. They've been able to do their thing. And the next 4 games you got, 4 or 6 games you have, you got the Browns this week. You got the Texans, you got the Chargers, and you got the Lions. I think that's a tough schedule. I think if you can come out if the Broncos can come out 2-2 at least, they might be able to make a playoff push. I'm not gonna lie, because I believe that the last couple of games that they have aren't actually no. I think the rest of their schedule is actually really tough. I said, Browns. Yeah, they're playing the Browns this week. So when you look at the rest of the Broncos schedule, you have the Browns, you have the Texans, you have the Chargers, the Lions, the Patriots, the Chargers again, and the Raiders. So I think obviously for the rest of the schedule, I think you can obviously get a win out of the Raiders, even though they beat them in the beginning of the year. That was honestly, we won because of Jimmy G. But I think they could probably win that game, and they can win the Patriots game. I mean, you play the Chargers twice, you play the Lions, you play the Browns, you play the Texans. I think if they can get one win out of those Chargers, if they can split with the Chargers, I think they can make the playoffs. I don't know. But you also have a team on the come up in the Texans. I think the Texans are, obviously, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. CJ Stroud is that dude. CJ Stroud is really great. I think he's definitely put himself in that top 10 quarterback conversation, maybe at 10. Some people say at 11 or maybe even at 9. But I think CJ Stroud has definitely entered that conversation. Yeah, man, just CJ Stroud is that dude. But back to the Broncos. But I mean, I think the Lions are going to be a tough team to beat. The Browns, they might be able to win that game because of Russell Wilson's been balling lately. That defense is no joke, but losing Deshaun Watson for the year, they've had the Browns are 7-3 with 3 different quarterbacks this year. 7-3 with 3 different quarterbacks. I think that's crazy to me. Shout out to the Browns. Shout out to whatever they're doing over there. Shout out to my boy Riv, big Browns guy. But Broncos with the turnaround, they might be able to make a playoff push. They might not, but they've been playing really well, so I had to give them a shout out. You know, starting 0-3 and then going 5-5 is nuts. In the past 7 weeks, only losing 2 games is huge. Huge. But on to my week 12 picks coming up this week. We do have kind of a weird week this week. Obviously, you got Thanksgiving on Thursday. Apparently, we have a Black Friday football, which I think is kind of weird. But I mean, they put it on the schedule. That's what they made it. So that's fine with me. Just to start off, Thanksgiving Day football while everybody's eating. You got the Packers and the Lions. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Lions. The Lions are a better football team. Even though the Packers just beat the Chargers, I'm not going to get into that because everybody considers me a Chargers hater. I didn't watch the game, whatever. I'm not a Justin Herbert guy. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to go with the Pack, but I'm not stupid. Justin Herbert is definitely up there in quarterbacks. I've always said he's been a top 10 quarterback. I had him in my top 10. He's just a lower echelon guy, in my opinion. Like, I think Justin Herbert's got the talent, everything. It's just like, to me, winning is a quarterback stat. And when you look at that team, like I understand the team goes through injuries and stuff like that, but like, I don't know, man. Like, the kid's just not good, in my opinion. Like, the kid's great, but people talk about he's in like this top 5 category, and I don't think that's true. I just don't think that's true. But on going back to my week 12 picks, Packers Lions, you got to go with the Lions. Lions are a better football team all around. Commanders Cowboys, easily. Like I said, better football team overall. Niners Seahawks, I got to go with the Niners, especially with, I think they said Geno was hurt, but got to go with the Niners. I think the Niners are a better team. The Niners have made a roaring comeback since their 0-3 stretch. Brock Purdy's looked really well. You know, even though Christian McCaffrey didn't continue his record that of at least scoring a touchdown in every single game. You know, his record is broken, but still, you know, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best running backs in the league right now. You still have Deebo Samuel, you still have Brandon Ayuk. You still have that amazing defense with Fred Warner, Chase Young, and all those guys. Like, I think the Niners are really great. I think the Niners are going to be probably the only team that gives Philly a run for their money. Yeah, the Niners are really the only team that can really give Philadelphia a run for their money. Black Friday football, Jets, Dolphins. The Jets have finally decided to bench Zach Wilson. Not only did they bench him, they put him at the number 3 QB. Tim Boyle is starting. Honestly, I don't know. I think as much as I hate Zach Wilson, I think there are a lot of things wrong with this Jets offense. I think when you look at the offensive line, we've been really banged up like crazy. Losing AVT was really hard. Mekhi Becton's been hurt. I think he's out right now. But I mean, this defense is elite. Our defense is elite, arguably one of the best defenses in the league, maybe even the best. But you know, you still have guys like the Browns and the Niners. I don't know how this game's gonna come out. I don't know if we'll get Tua and Tyreek or like half a Tua and Tyreek. So I don't know, man. I would love to see the matchup though between Sauce and Tyreek. I think that's gonna be really fun to watch. Even though Sauce doesn't travel with his guy, I still think DJ Reed can somewhat hold his own. I mean, we're talking about Tyreek Hill here, but still, you know, I gotta root for my guys, man. The obvious choice is the Dolphins, but I'm gonna go with the Jets because the Jets are my guys. You know, I gotta root for my guys all the time. On to the Sunday slate. First game, Chiefs Raiders. I love the Raiders. Gotta go with the Chiefs. That one's too obvious. As much as the Raiders are my guys as well, they're where's my pen? As much as I love the Raiders, we're just having a really bad year. Losing Jimmy G was hard. I like Aiden O'Connell. He seems like a good kid. I love the new head coach change. I think he's great. He's a player's coach, and I think he's going to be smart. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I think the Raiders are going to be in good hands for the future, just not right now. But you got to go with the Chiefs. Steelers Bengals. I think the Steelers can come out with a win here. Like Steelers have one of the best another team, one of the top defenses in the league. Kenny Pickett has not looked that good, but I still think the Steelers can gut out a win. You got the Jags and the Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans because, like I said, I'm a big CJ Stroud guy. I think CJ Stroud has really been that guy. I've said that a couple times already, but no, yeah, I think the Texans are gonna win. I understand the hype between the Jags. I think the Jags are a great team, probably a top 10 team in power rankings right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Texans. Next game, you got Bucks Colts. I'm gonna go. Damn, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go with the Bucks just because of Baker. Baker's been having a up and down season, but for the most part he's played well. Mike Evans is that guy. Talk about the Colts. Jonathan Taylor's playing again, but losing Anthony Richardson is tough. Gardner Minshew, he's a decent guy, but still. Next game you got Saints Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Saints. Yeah, Falcons need a new quarterback, in my opinion. I love the Taylor Heineke start, but they still need a better quarterback. Like they have such great offensive young pieces. They just need a better quarterback, in my opinion. You got Pats Giants. I'm gonna go with the Pats. The Giants are really bad. Mac Jones, I think he'll have a field day with that defense. They're just two really bad teams. Panthers Titans. I'm gonna go with the Titans. I actually like Will Levis. I thought he was pretty good. He was obviously great in his debut, but he's been downhill ever since. But I think this could be a game where he starts to really get it going with D Hop and those guys. Either Will Levis is gonna get going with the offense, or Derrick Henry's just gonna have a field day. So I think that'll be it. You got Rams Cardinals. Honestly, I want to go with the Cardinals because Kyler Murray's back, but I feel like the Rams are an overall better team. So that's really a toss-up. I think I want to go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I haven't rooted for the Cardinals all year, so I'm gonna go with the Cardinals because Kyler Murray, K1 is that dude. You got Browns Broncos, like we spoke about before. I still think the Browns are gonna win because Jermaine Ford has been playing really well. You got the QB now. He has a long name. I forgot. You still have weapons in Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, all those guys. So I think the Browns win. Next game, you got Bills Eagles. I think that's going to be a really good one. I'm definitely going with the Eagles. Not to discredit Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I feel like there's a lot of shit going on in that locker room. So it's kind of tough with them. Plus, they've had the injury bug with the defense and stuff like that. But no, yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles. Obviously, coming off a great win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. And then Sunday Night Football, Ravens, Chargers. I'm going to go with Baltimore. Lamar's been my pick for the MVP all year. I'm sticking to it. I think, now that the Eagles are the best team in football, I believe on the last episode I said it was going to be the Ravens, but Ravens are definitely up there in power rankings. I think the Ravens are a really great overall team. So, yeah. And to end off week 12, you got Monday Night Football. You got Bears and the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings. As much as I like Justin Fields has had an up and down year too. But But I think Josh Dobbs playing in Minnesota has been really well. He's been playing really well. They've been winning games. Jennings isn't even back yet. But still, I like Josh Dobbs. I like the kid. I didn't really like him in Carolina. In Arizona. Like, he was okay, but like I feel like now that he's in Minnesota, he's really starting to take over this team. He's really starting to do his thing. So I think the kid's going to be really good here. I think if he continues to play well, Kirk Cousins will probably leave, in my opinion. Kirk Cousins will probably leave. And I just don't know where he's going to sign. But yeah. And on to the last topic of the show. What's going on? What else is going on in the sports world? Obviously, men's college basketball is back. Men's college basketball has been all over the place. I've been really trying to pay attention. There's just so many games going on. Plus, I'm tuned in to women's college basketball going on, man. Women's college basketball. I just want to talk about some of the rumors that have been going on, especially around the LSU girls. They suffered a big loss opening day, Colorado upset, but they've been winning every game since then. The LSU girls are nobody to play with. Haley Van Lith is a bucket. Flauge is great, and their whole team is just phenomenal. But one of the things I want to address. One of the things I want to address is the Angel Reese situation. Apparently, there have been rumors going around that Angel Reese is not with the team. She got benched at the second half, I believe in their third or fourth game. Apparently, it was an attitude issue. That's what a lot of people have been buzzing about. Shout out to this girl I follow on TikTok. She's really into women's basketball, women's college basketball. She's really kind of like my inside source. Shout out to Mariah Rose. She's there. Jalen Rose's daughter. She's really good. She's really in her shit. But I think when you look at women's basketball, when you look at the LSU girls, they've really been holding on. Angel Reese. I think when it comes to Angel, the rumors have either been going on that she has an attitude issue with the team, and apparently, all the fame is getting to her. Apparently, that she's a big enough celebrity where she doesn't have to take classes on campus. She's been taking classes online, and apparently her grades have been dropping. So there was a thing with Angel Reese's mom where she posted on Instagram talking about, "Oh, don't talk to me with these grammatical errors, da-da-da." But her teammate, Flauge, her mom came out, "Oh, don't, why are you talking about that when you put everything in all caps so you don't have to use periods," or something like that. She was like, "Oh, don't talk about other people when your daughter has a 2.8 GPA." It's a whole big thing. It's just it's wild. So I think when it comes to that, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, when you gotta when it comes to women's college basketball, you gotta it's tough. But I don't know what's going on with Angel Reese. Hopefully she comes back soon. Because I understand the team doesn't need her because my girl Haley Van Lith on there. She's a bucket. But you gotta it's tough. I hope she comes back soon. I love watching Angel Reese play. I think she's very big to that LSU team, and she's such a big piece, even with all the stars that they have for women's college basketball. And my last message for women's college basketball: shout out Paige Buckers. She's back. My dog, UConn, all of them. And shout out my boys, men's college basketball, Syracuse. I understand we just lost 2 in a row, which I'm really upset about. We lost to Gonzaga, and we lost to what was the game before that? Yeah, I have basketball here. But college basketball is back. Make sure y'all tune in. Hockey's back. Make sure y'all tune in. And that's going to do it for episode 13 of the Trophy Room Podcast. I appreciate y'all for staying with me this long. I understand at the end it seemed like I was babbling, but again, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you guys can always see when I drop a new video. But no, yeah, man. And most importantly, man, tell your friends.